Guys, welcome to Relaxed Running. Today I wanted to put together a specific guide to help you improve your triathlon leg. I've got 3 tips that I'm going to offer you in just a moment. So if that sounds like something that you're trying to improve, hang around, we'll go through that together. The first thing I want to look at is something which in the triathlon world is so easily ignored, but in the running world it's something that we understand the importance of, and that is practicing running fast. Obviously in a sport like triathlon, we're getting off the bike, we're getting straight into a run, so the idea of making sure we're practicing running on tired legs can really dominate the conversation about what's important in triathlon running. And while that is important to feel comfortable and psychologically to be able to deal with that discomfort that comes with jelly legs getting off the bike, what I think it ignores is the benefits and the advantages of practicing running fast on fresh legs. So I would encourage you once, maybe even twice a week, depending on the intensity of your training, is to start incorporating some faster running than your race pace. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, maybe 4 minutes or 5 minutes per K is the pace that you run off the bike in the triathlon races that you're running. What I would encourage you to do is go out and run 6 by 1K at a pace which is significantly faster than that. Maybe at your 10K race pace, which is not off the bike. The reason for doing a session like that is it builds our confidence to be able to operate at a faster pace. And the beauty with operating at a faster pace is once we get off the bike, once we get into a routine, those athletes who have just been focusing on running on tired legs aren't going to have the upper end speed that you've developed. So whether you're trying to train to outrun your opposition or simply outperform your current ability in the triathlon, practicing running some shorter, faster sessions at least once a week with fresh legs is really highly encouraged. Other sessions such as 8 by 400 meters at 5K race pace is a good one with 60-second recovery. The K is a good, 600s are good, but ultimately you want to be guided to running some shorter, faster runs on fresh legs so that when you get off that bike, you've got some quality, fast fibers running through your legs so that you're ready to come home strong in the final leg of your triathlon. The second thing which I think you guys have a massive advantage in over so many distance runners is in a sport like triathlon, you've got the swim, the bike, the run, so you understand the importance of the technical side of sport. Perhaps you've done some work in your swimming technique and you've seen the benefits to that. Perhaps the same is true for your cycling, but for whatever reason, the distance running world often ignores the importance and the significance that an effective and efficient running technique can have on your performance. Often when we're getting fatigued, when we're getting tired, when we're getting stressed, when we've got opposition around us and we're getting quite tense towards the end of a race, our running technique can really diminish. Now, obviously, depending on you as an individual, the things, the quirks that you guys have in your running technique are going to be different, but a couple of the more general things that you're going to see in a running technique which is going astray is the shoulders are going to start coming up around the ears. There's going to be tension through the neck, obviously limiting our ability to be able to take on oxygen. The hands get tight, the forearms get tight, and as a result, we start swaying and using our energy really inefficiently. Other things that we see is people panicking and sort of almost leaning back in their running technique or getting so fatigued and leaning forward. Either of those movements are really limiting our stride. So if you want to get a little bit more guidance with your running technique, that's what the Relaxed Running membership specializes in. So you can get the first technique analysis for free just to get a bit of an idea as to what it is that you can improve in your performance, as to how it is that we could work together to develop a more efficient technique for you. And then if you want to take the next step and make that an ongoing thing, you can join the annual or monthly Relaxed Running membership. If you've got any questions about the technique part of your running, make sure you shoot them in the questions below. But apart from that, take advantage of that first free technique analysis. The final thing that I want to leave you with is during your training week, you've got to have a reason for your run. Now, this sounds so obvious, but so often it's something that we completely ignore. The reason that we have a reason for our run is if we have a short, easier run, then we know it's a short, easier run. It gives us some limitations to know that, okay, we're not going to be picking up the pace. This is not a run that we're trying to go fast in. This is not a run that we're trying to get PBs in. It's simply to either recover or build up that aerobic endurance. The flip side of that is if you've got a shorter, faster session scheduled, then you'll know you've actually got some time limits that you're aiming to hit that'll stop you backing off too much or going too easy. So have a couple of structures in your run as to what it is that you're trying to achieve, so that when you get out there, whether you're too tired or whether you feel fantastic, you've got some scaffold or some structures to keep you in line. You don't want to be going too fast on the easy runs, because that's going to strip away the quality from the work later in the week. And the flip side of that is you don't want to be going too slow on the faster runs, because obviously we're trying to develop that top end speed. Now guys, they're 3 simple, easy things that you can apply almost immediately, but obviously like anything, it takes consistency and it takes time and it takes commitment on your behalf. The greatest training program in the world isn't going to make a difference if we don't apply or stick to it. So if you need any more guidance, if you've got any more specific questions about the run leg in your triathlon, shoot them in the comments below. Make sure you take advantage of that free technique analysis, and if that's something that you want to work at more specifically, jump on board the Relaxed Running membership. But guys, I've got running videos coming out here every week on all elements of running technique and running training. So if it's something that you're really trying to improve, make sure you subscribe and hang around so you can see the areas that you can improve in. Well, that's enough from me for today. So happy training, and I'll see you all again in the next few days.